Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. And if anybody's not aware of this is a genuine investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you details of a proposed meeting with the SEC, FINRA and Congress that is planned for next week. We're also going to be looking at legal updates and also an update for ticker symbol FNGR. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first headline here from Market Watch, we can see that Wall Street worries that the US could lose the AAA rating as political chaos fuels a government shutdown fears. So we know that there was a 45-day extension. However, this is temporary, and in order to ease the pressure on the markets, a more permanent solution would be required, which we are still waiting for. And in other fears here shared on Yahoo Finance, we can see that stocks are also falling amid the countdown to the jobs report. This jobs report is expected on Friday, and if it is positive, we hopefully will see a good bounce back. So shout out here to Stock Market News, who have also stated there are currently 6,944 trading on the NYSE and NASDAQ exchanges combined. On the NYSE, we have 941 stocks that are advancing, 1,863 that are declining. On the NASDAQ, we have 1,601 that are advancing and 2,282 declining. So overall, a significant red day in the markets. The other thing I'd like to share with you is a post that I shared earlier with regard to the SEC. So tagging them in their post, originally dated June the 29th, 2021. And what I've stated here is, what an excellent choice for your Director of Division of Enforcement. You were thrilled with his values and experience, and the person you appointed, Gabay, has gone above and beyond the call of duty to make a name for himself. So you will know that he is making a name for himself. And one of the reasons why he was making a name for himself is allegedly protecting the bad actors. So how many bad actors is he looking to protect? So the final thing I've stated here in terms of the SEC is corruption impacting free and fair markets and immunity of SROs must end. So I'm sure most honest traders will agree with that. Let's have a look at the original post from the SEC, where they did say they were excited with the appointment of Gabay. They were thrilled with someone with his experience, values and leadership. So what's the story now? So we can see here right now the latest news in terms of Gabay. Breaking news, first of all, shared by Investor Turf. Gabay Grewal, the SEC's enforcement director, is currently the subject of a corruption investigation, and in particular detail, this person, the Senate GOP, seeks a subpoena power to probe ties between Menendez and Grewal. So we're looking at the ex-New Jersey Attorney General appearing in an indictment after prosecutors alleged that Menendez sought special treatment for a friend. So certainly going above and beyond his call of duty. So before we look at the proposed meeting between Congress, the SEC and FINRA, I'm going to give a shout out here to Bradley, who's posted earlier, just a few minutes earlier today. 2 Iowa senators are asking to hear from you. Senator Joni Ernst's office said by call she is willing to help. So that's very positive and very promising. She wants to hear from you. So number shared there by Bradley, and Senator Chuck Grassley also wants to hear from you. I believe these are both in Iowa. And what I've stated is, obviously, if anybody out there are constituents of Iowa with regard to Joni Ernst and Chuck Grassley, would be great if you can schedule some meetings with them. And in terms of the letter that Bradley shared, one thing that I think is interesting, especially from Chuck's point of view, he certainly is aware of the general details in terms of MMTLP. I think his information is probably mostly based on the FINRA FAQ, so he would certainly need to be a little bit more educated and informed. And at the bottom, he has stated, I will also continue to ensure agencies such as FINRA are enacting regulations and that promote free markets and protect investors. So that's a positive statement. So hopefully Chuck Grassley can be informed in terms of the full story, and then he can obviously join us in our battle. Let's have a look at the news with regard to the meeting of Congress, the SEC and FINRA. So this was shared by Paul T. So shout out to Paul in his space call where he stated, great news from my 15 congressional phone calls. So he did make some calls. He doesn't normally make calls, but in his own words, I believe he stated that he got lucky and there was some information shared with him. And what he stated here is one of the staffers confirmed it and he believes the meeting will definitely happen. So the person that Paul's been working with will be shared with the recording. So this recording was not shared on the space, but I believe Paul does have it. The person will take on the task of identifying a constituent of this Congress person, obviously who shared the information. The person will then advise the constituent with regard to questions that should be proposed to the congressman's or congressperson's office. I believe it could also be a female. In terms of who is going to be actually attending, we don't have that information. But in terms of why this may be special or why this may be important, it is because this could be the first time that the SEC, Congress and FINRA are in a meeting together. So we know that whenever Gary Gensler has been asked questions, he has also possibly, you could say, passed the buck over to FINRA. FINRA have not been there to answer questions. So this certainly could be a very, very positive development. And we look forward to hearing some more insights into this next week. The final update I'd like to share with you for MMTLP is from Richard Hoffman in terms of his case with Fidelity, and he states here, initial arbitration hearing continued to a third arbiter and I had one removed for cause. Also, John Berder has agreed to testify in my case. So I believe that is very positive. Hopefully the input from John Berder can create a little bit of sway from the judge's point of view. So we look forward to updates from that. And finally, in terms of an update from FNGR, also known as Finger Motion, we can see here that they have hired securities litigation attorney Mark Basile and the Basile law firm. So let's have a look at what's happened here, and we can see obviously the mobile services and data company has announced that they are taking on Mark Basile, and the purpose of this is for him to investigate recent activities surrounding the company's stock performance. We did cover this in previous video, so have a look at that. So this is looking at potential legal action necessary to prevent potential market participants utilizing unlawful means for further hurting Finger Motion's shareholders. We know that it's currently under a significant short attack, and there was a paper published by Cabaira Research, which obviously is going to be negative, and the company have stated they're pleased to welcome Mr. Basile to their legal team, and hopefully Mr. Basile can do a great job for Finger Motion.